Good morning, Middleton Mustangs. Got my little red dot out here to go and welcome you back to another day of PE at home. We're going to go kind of quick through this because I've been trying to keep my videos short, just so you know. So our agenda, we have our warm-up. We're going to look back a little bit, do some more fitness fun. We're going to review, and then we're going to do a little cool down. So for our warm-up, got some dicey do's. So as you're following along, you can roll your own dice if you'd like to, or you can follow wherever the red dot lands. Looks like we got to Starburst. Hit a 2 right here. So Starburst, gonna do some Starburst, and we'll roll the dice again. Well, the dice is rolling. Keep doing those Starburst. Ooh, we got 3 this time for our dice rolling. Got some lunge twists. This is where you step forward and then you twist your body. It's a fun little one to do. Nice little variation on doing lunges. Alright, rolling and rolling and rolling. Don't know where it's going to stop this time. Some cherry pickers. Number 5. We got a 5. Again, if you're only rolling your own dice, you can go through each one that you would like to. Cherry pickers, we've done these quite a bit. This is where you jump up and try to reach the cherries as high as you can off the top of the cherry tree. Excellent job. If you'd like to do more of these, you can. Again, we're just going to go through our warm-up and have some fun. Got a whole new set of them to do here. It's time to roll that dice. Oh, and we got to burpees. We got a 5 again. This dice must be going the wrong way, I tell you. We got burpees, so this is where you go down like you're doing a push-up, and then you jump up as high as you can and reach for the sky. And you can yell out your favorite name or favorite animal. Makes it a lot of fun. Alright, doing your burpees. We're rolling the dice. Oh, it looks like we landed on 2, which is knee circles. Doing some knee circles. Right here, you see the knee circles. This is a fun one. You just grab your knees and you just make a circle. You just make a circle, make a circle. Alright. It's a good little warm-up for you. Our agenda, looking back, we're going to go and talk about what we did last time. You don't have to do this, but if you want to do it again, you're more than welcome to. We used some baskets, which we're going to use baskets again today. And we did some locomotor skills around them. We also did some fitness stepping, which this one was off to the side, outside toe taps. And then we also did a little bit of planking. If you want to do any of these again, you are more than welcome to today, but I think you're going to find today's challenges are going to go and get you busy and get you going as well. Without further ado, let's do some fitness fun. You're going to need a bucket and some balls or other items that you can find. If you have eggs left over from the weekend, some of you I know do. Not real eggs because you don't want to break them. If you have ducks, bean bags, small stuffed animals, or other things that are safe and will not hurt anything, make sure you ask your parents again before you use any buckets or baskets. Want to make sure that we're not wrecking anything and that you're able to use them again later. Alright, our first one, challenge, how fast can you go? You're going to face the bucket and you're simply going to pull everything out of it as fast as you can, side to side. So you're literally throwing them behind you to get them in the other basket. Again, if you only have one basket, just dump everything all on the floor and put it in the other basket. I'm leaving this up so you can see the whole one, and you turn around and you go again. You can go as many times as you want to. If you want to rewind and try again, you can try going fast. I have roughly 17 items. I just grabbed a bag full of stuff that my daughters had downstairs and decided to go and try this out. Alright, this one's a little more fun. You're going up high past your ears. Again, we're working different muscles in our back and in our shoulders when we're doing this. Not so worried about our knees or our legs. This is just going up and over. And this one's kind of fun. See how many you can get in. I missed 3 of them while I was doing this, so I got 14 out of 17. So be careful that you don't throw them too far. Alright, this one, how fast can you do both sides? You're starting on one side, emptying out the bucket into the other one as fast as you can. This time you're standing or squatting. If you squat, you get a little bit better exercise and you have to balance a little bit more. So you see how I turned around and I put them back in. See how fast you can empty it out. Maybe challenge a friend or a family member that's there with you. Again, if you only have one bucket, just go and dump them on the floor and then put them in the bucket. Alright, this one we're going to do a little bit of side-to-side action using both hands individually. So you start with your left hand to your right, and the right puts it in. Once you get one bucket empty, you're going to want to switch and go back the other way. See how I go back? That way you work both sides. If you want to do this more than once, you can. Challenge yourself, see how fast you can do it without missing any. On this one, the challenge is how low can you squat? Alright, this one, if you notice, something a little bit weird here, I'm actually putting the ball or the items between my legs as I go through. They have to pass underneath my legs. This may be similar to some of the stuff that you did with your basketball skills. That's why I like to go and bring in our fitness unit is a transition to our next unit, but it also brings into some of the skills that we already have worked on while adding a fitness component to them. Each skill might get a little bit harder. See how I empty out one basket and then go to the other. Alright, can you do this one without dropping the ball? As you notice now I'm going behind my back. Another fun skill that we were working on for ball handling. So when you fill out your review on this or you fill out your response, you can go and talk a little bit about ball handling. So you empty out one, and then you go and empty out the other. Challenge yourself, see how fast you can go, see if you can do it without dropping any of the balls. I'll wait till this bucket empties fully so you can see it. Now again, if you would like to go and change it, you can. Here I've actually counted down for you the challenge. All the balls are on the ground and you're trying to get them up high. This time I've stacked my buckets up to get them up a little bit higher. If you can't stack them up, you can put a bucket on a chair or on a table and make it really challenging for yourself. See how fast you can do it. See if you can beat the teach on this one. I had roughly 17 items for this one again, so if you would like to try to challenge me, you could put out 17 items. Or if you have less, see how fast you can do it. Alright, this one's the exact opposite. Now you're pulling everything out and setting it down in a nice neat pile on the ground. For the parents, this is a great way to help students clean up their items, maybe even organize them. You can go and add your own challenge to this. See how fast you can do it. This may just look like we're just having fun, but you're actually really working your back, your shoulders, and your lower back while doing this. Plus you're working your quads and your hamstrings with balance because you have to squat down to do this. Not to mention your fine motor skills with grabbing. Alright, now we're doing a modified plank. You're on all fours like a dog or a cat, putting everything back into the bucket. See if you can get it faster than Mr. W. Again, you can replay this anytime you want to. And done. Alright, this one's the exact opposite. You're in a modified plank, you're pulling everything out of the bucket. Trying to make a nice neat pile. You can see my ducks got out, my soccer ball, my wiffle ball, and other random balls. This time I only have 10 of them and I'm trying to go and do a full-on plank with 10 of them and put them all in the bucket. So C10, go. Let you watch it one more time here, see if you can get it. And done. See if you can challenge yourself to get it done as fast as Mr. W. Alright, for the next section you only need one of those balls, so pick your favorite ball. It could be a big or small. Smaller ones could be a little bit easier for you, especially if you're smaller. If you're bigger and you want to try a bigger one, I'd say probably nothing bigger than a basketball or a soccer ball or even a volleyball. First one, going around the bottom. Just going around the bottom and through the tunnel on this one. How fast can you go? See, I'm going in one direction, and on the next one, I switch going the other direction because you want to work both ways. Any chance that you can, change directions. Going super fast. I was practicing all night for this one skill. What this is starting to work is in your midsection, right here. You should start to feel these ones here now because we've been working our back on all the last ones. Now we're going to be working our midsection a little bit more. Now if you notice here, my feet are off the ground for this part. How fast can you go? You're going around your knees. With this, you have your feet off the ground, which really starts to work on this midsection a little bit, while still working on your hands and arms and your fine motor skills. A combination of ball control and a core workout. Alright, this one's a little more fun. Doing a bicycle with a figure eight. So you notice how the ball is going continually through the middle, but I'm bicycling and keeping my heels off the ground. So if you see my heels right here, don't actually touch the ground. If you need to touch the ground, that's okay. Your goal is to try to keep them off the ground while you do this because what it does is it works right on your quads here, and it also works on your abs again a little bit, and just your overall core because you have to hold your body up somehow while you do this. The only thing you want touching is your bottom. And again, you're still working on that little bit of ball control. Alright, this one seems a little bit easier, but it gets a little more difficult because now your weight is going back to your abdomen as it goes around your midsection, which means that right here you're really working the muscles right here. Alright, keep your feet off the ground. This is a big challenge on this one. Alright, and this is the fun one. This is the last one you have to do that we have on here for you today. You're putting the ball over your head and trying to catch it without it hitting the ground. So you see how it's coming down and you don't actually hit the ground. You try catching it first and then you put it between your legs and try catching it on the other side. It's a fun little one, and the whole time you're doing it, try to keep those feet up. This one again working on just this midsection, a little bit more of that core. It's always good to work on the core because we do a lot of sitting, especially staring at our computers these days, and this helps you out doing work on some of the things that we're getting a little bit lazy on possibly. Alright. If you couldn't do this one, that's okay. Work on it. You can do one part or the other. So, doing a little review here, but before we do a review, I want to remind you, you can make up your own. So if you had any fun skills that you want to do, feel free to show them to me, because then I learn from you just as much as you learn from me. Looking back at what we did, how did you use basketball skills today? Is there anything that looked similar to our basketball unit? Our other review question is, how did you use balance today? Talk just a little bit about balance. How did you have to use balance for some of the skills we were working on? Alright, it's about that time to go and calm down a little bit, so find a comfortable space and relax. This can be as simple as turning off the lights and finding a comfy chair or a pillow to lay on, even being in your bed or on your floor, on the carpet, someplace warm, someplace quiet if you have a quiet place. And I want you to think about, what did you do well today? Of all those skills we worked on, which ones did you do well? Now, hold on to that thought. Think about the challenging skills you have worked on today. Maybe some of the ones you weren't able to do. Maybe that last one where you had to put it over your head and then through your legs and try to catch it without hitting the ground. That may have been too hard for you, and that's okay. It's all a part of learning. Because the day that you do actually figure out how to get that, you are going to be on top of the world. Right now, you're just learning how to do it. You're just working on the skills. Keep that smile on and keep a positive attitude. Be proud that you worked hard today. If you went through everything and you gave it your best, that's all that I can ask for. I've talked about this before. I don't need a scoreboard to tell me who is actually won in each game that we play or each activity we do. All I need is to go and see that you've done your best. And if you've done your best, you won. That's what matters. It's hard to define what that means, but you'll know it when you look at it. Remember to thank anyone that helped you today. If it was Mr. W, if it was a parent, if it was brother, sister, a cat, dog, pet iguana, or if it was a pet rock that just stared at you the entire time and watched you work out really hard. Say thanks. Alright, that's all that I have for you today. I look forward to seeing your responses and reading what you have to say or hearing what you have to say. I miss you guys. I want you to know that I notice you, I care about you, and I want you to succeed. So, good luck, have fun, and we'll see you soon.